Yeah, okay. All right, it says we're recording now. So, hey, let's see.
Awesome. Let's kick it off then. Let's go.
All right, here we go. First thing I'm going to do is introduce myself. My name is James Montague. I am the Director, Underwriter, and Acquisition Expert at RTC Ranch. I have online with us tonight our National Marketing Director, Alfonso. I have online with us tonight our one of our compliance officers, Helen Reed. Welcome. We want to welcome you, Jeff, and your associates here, and we'll just get started. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. All right, everybody can see that screen? I hope.
Yeah, let me see here.
Okay. The way our programs are designed around not your personal credit, but creating your business credit so that you don't have to use your personal credit. Most people ruin their credit by trying to do a lot of things personally, and they can run into issues, and then you start having creditors report on you, etc., like that. Now, the reason why you want to use business credit is twofold. One, what I just said, your reporting is less lax on personal than it is business. In fact, I have seen business lines go as long as 6 months before they actually reported you or called you or anything else. They want you to work. They want you to work out. Personal, that's a deal between the banks and the creditors that is designed to keep you out of the upper echelon. They don't really want you there. Okay, they want to keep you under their thumb so that you have to come back to them every time you want to do something. Well, we frown on that experience, and we teach a person how to become a business credit reference or source rather than a personal reference or source. And some people will say, well, you know, I don't have any personal credit. How am I going to get a business credit? We're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to show you how to do that tonight. If you've got a 500 score, a 600 score, a 480 score, it doesn't matter to us, okay? Because we're going to teach you how to buy as a business. Now, others outside of our loop will still require you to have to do a personal guarantee, so they are going to look at your personal score. So while we're doing our programs and building you up as a business where you can buy as a business entity, we're going to help you fix your personal at the same time. The only thing we tell you is once we get it fixed, don't mess with it. Let it go on autopilot. Don't get cards in your personal name. Don't buy cars in your personal name. Don't even buy houses in your personal name. I teach every one of my folks to even buy your clothes in the business name, your electronics. That way, there's nothing that can affect your personal score. You don't have a credit card that's reporting on you saying that you're 30 days late. You don't have a trade line reporting on you that says you missed 2 payments. Those knock your personal scores down. And most of the businesses that we deal with, if you don't have a 700 plus score, you're not getting past the front door. In fact, now some of them are raising it up to 740, all the way up to 760. Al just had this experience with one of the folks he's working with right now. So we are now putting that person into motion where they can buy as a business. This is our main site. You can read up all about us, what we do. We are all about building a business, all right? For those of you that start getting into the Reg D stuff, that is where you're going to become an accredited investor. We can help you in that arena too, if that's where you want to go. I know a lot of you here are involved with the ISBU situation that we're involved with Metcon. So let me just tell you this. We've been into alternative housing for over 25 years. You click this little link right here, it'll show you the things we've been doing. Okay, we've been involved in the tiny house financing and building and creating communities for over 25 years. A lot of you may not even have heard of these. They're earthships. They're built out of sustainable building materials in the form of, I guess you would say, throwaway or collectibles or whatever it happens to be. You make these houses out of mud, bottles, cans. So basically, it's things that you would normally recycle, but you're never going to use. The base of these houses is made with tires. I'm just going to give you a quick look at it here, right here. This is one of the ones that we did in, where was it? Albuquerque, New Mexico. We got involved with the project general up there. As you can see, this place is huge.
Are you guys doing the financing on that project?
We are. We are financing our ships.
We just watched that special on YouTube the other day on that exact project. They were interviewing the guy. That's interesting. Okay, keep going.
Yep. Yeah, we assisted in that project. There's 17 of these up in the Albuquerque area. Several of these were in an actual community, and the state of Arizona tried to condemn them as creating a subdivision. So we went in and said, no, it's not a subdivision. These are individual houses. They just happen to be in close proximity to each other. The other good thing about these properties is they are totally self-sustained. They are solar powered. The water is derived from the rain, if there is rain. Otherwise, the water trucks will come out and fill up 5 to 6 500-gallon tanks of water, and those tanks are recycled over and over and over again through our filtration systems. We use water. Most people, when they use water, they use it one time. They, if you're in the city, you run the water down your sink, it's gone. You run the water, you flush your toilet, it's gone. Run the bath water, it's gone. We use water 4 times. When we get the water in the first time, it is drinking water. The second time, it is dishwashing water. The third time, it is commode water or toilet water or brown water. The last we do is we irrigate the outside of the property. As you see, there's some pretty good greenery going on around there when there's no waterfall in this area. The other thing you'll notice is this is a 2-bedroom property with a huge living room, and the walls are made of tires. The only wood in this entire house is right here, these little frame lines. And there's a wood beam that goes across this to allow these light reflective panels to be able to bring light in to the hydroponic area so that the plants can basically produce the oxygen and take in the carbon dioxide that you breathe. So you can actually leave these doors closed and stay in this place, but most of the time we tell you open the doors. Why? Because it creates a wind draft through here. The way our system is designed, we have portals that go out, as you can see right here. These portals allow fresh air to come in from the outside, circulate through the property, and go back out. Now, here's something you're really going to like. The average temperature in an Earthship, year-round, 64 degrees. Year-round. Okay? Here's where we did some of the builds. Obviously, you guys can go and look at the pages anytime you want to, but you can see just how complex we can make these, and you can see where we build the tire walls, or you can make them pretty elaborate. Now, what I want to show you is, doesn't look like much outside. How about inside? You can spend all of your money that you would normally have to put on the exterior of a house on your interior. You can make it as lavish as you want. We have people that put marble tubs in here instead of the porcelain tubs, because now you're not spending money on your outside, you're spending money on your inside. So that's an Earthship. Okay? I'll show you the utilities barriers that we use. The utilities, as you see, they are routed in the the structure of the house or the earthship itself. Right back in here, you can see where I talked about the wood framing. That's the only wood in the place. There is no other wood in that house. Everything else is mud, bottles, and cans, and a few other assorted items. Okay. We do have a wood block barrier on top of the roof. That's where we put the solar batteries, and we also make a wood utility room where we put the electrical panels that are powering the solar batteries to the solar cells, as you can see right here, and also handles the pumping operation for the plumbing. Again, you can go and review this anytime you want. We'll go back out here one more time. Let's see. I'm not going backwards. Oh, I know one. Because it opens up a new one. Now, we talked about the ventilation. I'm going to show you how we run our ventilation. Look at these. This is what's called sustainable ventilation. It's passive ventilation, not active. You're not running air conditioners. You don't need them. Okay? You can run these units through these pipes that run about 50 feet, as you can see, away from the property itself. And that provides all the ventilation in that earthship you would ever need. Now, of course, we put a fan on the inside to draw the air in. And, of course, at the end here, we put a grill so critters can't get in there because you certainly don't want any snakes going in. This is where you can see how the ventilation lines are running along the back of the house. Okay, there's the water coolers I told you about. There's the water tanks. When we bury those, then you've got over 2,000 gallons of water at your disposal to be used. Now, most bathtubs fill up with what? 10, 15 gallons of water, maybe a little bit more. If you use that same water 4 times, you've just made it to where you didn't have to have a huge amount of water usage. The cities hate you because if we could use this same system in the city, we would. They have ordinances preventing us from being able to do this in the city. So all our earthships are built in counties. Last thing I want to show you is the water system itself. Okay, here you can see where we buried the water tanks out. Okay, we run the plumbing from them into the earthship. There's one of the finished walls. You can see how high we run that tire wall. So that's the depth of that earthship. That's 8 feet. It's actually 10 feet from floor to the top of the tire. It's 10 feet. So you can easily have an 8-foot ceiling, a 9-foot ceiling, whatever you happen to want to do. All right. This is our proprietary plumbing system we put together. It contains 5 filters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It contains 5 filters in it, which allow you to use that water X amount of times. I want to show you this wall, guys. Look at this wall. Now, this is cans and mud. That's all it is. Not cement, it's mud, right? You make that wall will hold up to 10,000 pounds on the top of it without collapsing, right? I don't know of how many wood frame houses will hold up to 10,000 pounds without collapsing. Yes, sir. Go ahead. You had a question?
No, I just said that's pretty good.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So what we did is we adapted this same technology into our tiny houses. We use the same plumbing system. We use the same solar system, and we use the same, almost the same equipment. I mean, the electrical panels look like this. The hot water heaters are here. Everything is identical in our tiny houses. Now, what I don't know, and I can't respond to this intelligently yet because we haven't yet to see one, is if the container homes will do the same. Jeff, maybe you can enlighten us to that.
As far as if you can integrate the same systems into the tiny homes?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, one of the options that we can talk about later is if somebody does want to go with an off-grid system or things like that to accommodate your specific systems, I could just build a 45-foot container and use the 40-foot floor plan. And on the door end, we can put make that an empty, unfinished 5x8 space behind the sealable doors to access all those systems.
That would be perfect. That'd be absolutely perfect. So as you see, guys, go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, what I was going to say is, so what I would do if I were you, since you've got that already out there at specifically the project, the resort project that we're talking about, that's going to be your first dealership location, I would have that as an option that people can do. Carry the 40-foot plans as standard, but then package up all your water filtration system, your water catchment, and your solar that you offer as a standalone add-on that you guys can do. And that way, when I know that you want to do that, when you get an order for it, we'll make it out of a 45-foot container instead of a 40 and use the same floor plan. So then you guys can add whatever you need to add wherever you're going, or we'll work the details on the installation part for your side a little later since it's proprietary.
Awesome, awesome, great. Now, this is our tiny houses. All right. There are some people that put tiny houses on wheels. We do not encourage that. You can do that if you want. But these are some of the tiny houses we've created over the years, guys.
Well, those are cute.
As you see, they're not look like tiny houses. They look like pretty lavish places inside of a 320 to a 640-foot square area.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be incorporating these same options that we're going to be looking at into the ISBUs that we're going to be purchasing as we go along. We're going to offer these as options. We'll take the standard unit, and if a person wants to have it a little bit more elaborate, then we'll get involved with Jeff and the manufacturing group there and make that up. I mean, this is pretty nice here, guys. That's an 8-foot space from there to there.
Yeah, that's what we're used to working with. I mean, just give us a spec and we build the spec. So if there's other things that you guys want specifically, let us know. Absolutely,
absolutely. But I wanted to bring it up so you guys can go and look at some of our past creations. And if you have any questions, then of course you can come back to us. All right, now the next thing I want to talk about is the biggest thing you have with any of these projects is financing. Banks won't finance it. Finance companies won't finance it. They want you to pay cash for the whole thing. We don't believe in that. We're very much involved with helping people to acquire sustainable living accommodations that are not of the ordinary. So, because we get lots of folks that, well, just like our cabin facility, it's out in the middle of nowhere. We have an electrical line there, and that's it. There is a transformer there, but we primarily go off of our solar-powered systems, and we have the electrical as a backup. The same thing will go with the container homes and with our earthships. Once we get the facility fully operational, we will invite everybody and anybody to come out and visit it. The cost to stay for a night, I believe, is $99 to $127, depending upon what you happen to do. But you would come away with an entirely different aspect or perspective of what one of these facilities is like once you visit one of our campgrounds. That is only one of our campgrounds. We're going to be doing several, but the one that Jeff's talking about in Branson, it's going to be the first of its kind in the entire United States. And then we're going to build 9 more at various locations. Okay, now, so we got back to the point of, let's say that you come out there and you go, man, I really like one of these. How can I get one of these, back in Conroe, Texas, or Alabaster, Tennessee, or something like that? Well, we got 2 ways. One, we'll build it and ship it. The other is we'll build it on site. We'll actually bring a crew to your location. We'll ship the shell and then build it on site the rest of the way, according to what you're looking for, right? So again, you say, well, that's all great, but my bank won't finance it. That's okay. We take care of that for you too. We provide financing for all of these avenues that you might want to go, or in a container home or earthship or a tiny house. Okay? How do we do that? We have systems. I'm going to show you this page real quick. As I said before, we do not try to influence you to build your personal credit so you can go out and ruin it again. We want you to build your business credit, and we're going to help you do that every step of the way. So if you've got the bad credit score, the first thing you want to start with is this guy. Okay, this is where we're going to go in, and if you click this, it's going to tell you what we're going to do. All right, we're going to establish an LLC for you in a very favorable state. I can tell you right now, this favorable state is Wyoming. Why Wyoming? Wyoming is only one of the 3 that are left that have no disclosure laws. If they try to look at who owns the Wyoming or how much money you've got in the Wyoming, they get stopped dead in their tracks. And that's because the Wyoming statutes are set that way. Delaware is another good one. Nevada is absolutely no good anymore. Utah is no good anymore. What's the other ones that are no good anymore, Al? Do you remember? Well, he can't remember. I can't recall. I know that there was 7 before, and Nevada was at the top of the list. Forget it. Nevada changed. Nevada.
Texas.
Who? What?
Texas was the 3rd one.
Yeah, Texas is okay, but they have now modified their disclosure laws just like Nevada did. Okay? You now go to a Nevada LLC or incorporation, you can see everybody that's there. You can look at their annual reports and see how much money they're making and they're not making, all of that. Wyoming, you got to look at a Wyoming LLC. You get to see what the registered agent's name, and that is it. You get to see that they filed an annual report, but you can't get a copy of it. Okay?
Gotcha.
The
Okay.
other thing we're going to do is we're going to establish you an EIN with the IRS for your LLC. We're going to establish you your first business bank account based on that LLC EIN. We're also going to establish you 3 trade lines for Dun & Bradstreet. So we're going to get you a Dun & Bradstreet account set up. We're going to teach you the software systems needed for success, which allow you to move further on in the rest of our programs. We're going to teach you how to set up your business team. That's your lawyer, your realtor, your contractor, your I can't remember the rest of them right there. Your accountant, right, Al? Your accountant. and then we're going to give you a personalized coach or mentor to help sure that you make you a success. Here's the deal, guys. You don't become a success, we're not a success, and that's not our game. Our game is we make sure you succeed, right? We tried running the payments through this particular service. They balked at it because of what we do. So now instead what we do is if you sign up for one of these, what we will send you an invoice directly from our PayPal account. Okay, directly from our RTC Ranch PayPal account. You pay that invoice and you're on the road to success as a business. Any questions so far before I go forward?
No. Keep going.
Okay. The next program we have, I probably could have went back on that one, is our Goal 1. Our Goal 1 is your first step to where we're going to start helping you buy property. The other one, we're not helping you buy property. We're teaching you how to establish a business credit line. Okay, and we're going to help you do that every step of the way. This is where we're actually going to do everything we did in the silver. We're going to start helping you figure out your properties and your clients. We're going to give you a trade line on your D&B. People ask me all the time, oh, are you going to add trade lines to my personal? We can, but we don't encourage it. We would rather add the trade lines to your business because that way you're building your business so that you can buy product through your business. We're going to give you a level 1 AU. Everybody know what an AU is?
Authorized user.
Absolutely. Authorized user. Everybody familiar with how the authorized user program works? Okay, I'll explain it to you, and then I'll take you to a page that will fully explain it to you. But basically, it is an individual who has a 700 credit score plus, has less than a 30% usage on their personal credit, and has had the count in good standing for a minimum of 36 months. We're not going to use anyone who doesn't have those 3 criteria in order to put into our authorized user program, right? When we give you this authorized user, you're going to have 5,000 plus of authorized user credit. Now, let me explain what that means. Doesn't mean you're going to get a credit card. You're going to get to go out and spend $5,000. What it is you're going to have that 5,000 added to your current personal credit as showing that you no longer have that high of a credit ratio. If you look at your personal credit and you got a $1,000 card, a $2,000 card, and a $5,000 card, that's $8,000 bucks. Okay? If you use, let's see, $2,400 of that, you're at your 30%. You're at your limit. You can't go anymore. If you do, your credit score will start dropping. So we're going to make sure that we get that up because we're going to give you another 5,000. So that 5,000 plus that 8, now you're at 13,000. So now your credit usage can go up on your personal without affecting your credit score. Okay? We're also going to establish 2 primaries for you in a business name. A primary is a card that is in the name of your business. So if your business is ABC Construction, we're going to get you 2 credit cards in the name of ABC Construction. Okay? They won't be a lot. They'll be like $500 bucks, but they're more than what you got now. Right. The last thing is, if you're going to get involved in our Section 8 program, property program, we're going to help you locate and fund that first property with 20% down of the ARV. We take care of everything else, all the construction, the rehab, the legal, the closing, the resale, and then guess what? If you put that 20% down, we're going to split with you 50-50 on the resale of that property. Right? Yeah, you heard me right. 50-50, and you only put in 20%. All right? Those are what we call bird dogs. And then once you become a bird dog, if you want to escalate up, you can go into the CAP program, and that's where you'll be talking with Al. Right? That is the Goal 1 program. As you see, it's $24.99, $2,500. But look at everything you're getting. Plus, you're getting double what you're putting into it as a credit facility. Not a hard brainer there, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we sneak back out of the Goal 1. And again, it's the same procedure. Just the invoice, we pay it, and off we go. All right? Then you have your Goal 2. This is where we're going to step you up a level. This is where you're going to get everything in the Goal 1, which was everything in the silver. We're going to add another trade line. We're going to give you a level 2 program, which is worth $10,000 now. Again, you're putting in 5 and you're getting 10. We're going to establish another primary for you in your business name, and we're going to help you find and locate your next property. So as we keep going up, these packages, they increase in value, but they also increase in value to you. This one, $7,000. Credit lines, $15,000. You're always going to get double what you put into the program as a minimum. And we're going to add a trade line and a primary as we go. So at the end of the day, you would have 5 primaries and probably anywhere from 6 to 8 trade lines if you go through the whole program all the way up. Okay? Let's sneak back one more time. Now we're going to go to Goal 4. Goal 4, it costs you 9. We're going to give you 20,000 in credit facilities, another trade line, another primary, and now we're still helping you fund these Section 8 properties if you're involved. If you don't want to get involved in our CAP program or our buying the Section 8, you don't have to. It's not a requirement. But if you want to, you don't have to go ask anybody for money anymore. Al, tell everybody how wonderful that is.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
In other words, you don't have to go out to Lima One. You don't have to go out to Texas Express. You don't have to go out to GoGo Capital to get your money. We will supply it for you. We will carry the loan. We will service the note. Okay?
Cool.
The last thing I want to show you is our Platinum program. Now, this is, of course, our Pinnacle program. All right? This is everything in all of the other packages. We're giving you another trade line. You're spending 15. Look what you're getting. You're getting a 25,000 plus AU. So you got four. You might have 3 or 4, 5,000. Actually, you would have 6,000, maybe 7,500. So we're going to give you 25K plus, and in most cases, this is about 30, because we usually run $5,000–6,000 cards. Okay, on the AUs. We're going to give you another primary. So again, now you've got primaries that allow, like Lowe's, Home Depot, Meeks.
So basically, on your top program, you're going to have 6 open trade lines thereabout.
That's correct. You'll have 6
for 500 that you have,
and 6 primaries.
right? So you're going to have 12 revolving lines of credit on your profile.
That's pretty strong, guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong. That'll get you an 80 paydex all day long with DNB.
Yep.
Now, the whole reason we're trying to get that 80 paydex is so that you can get those $250,000 trade lines or credit lines that you keep hearing everybody talk about.
Sure.
We don't talk about them. We provide them. We make them happen. We make them happen through a slow process so that there's no hokey pokey, no hanky panky, no hocus pocus. It is real deal and it works. Okay.
What's your turnaround time for let's just say somebody gets started in the program? How long does it usually take to get them all the way through the program, all the trade lines established, and then to the point where they can actually apply for those $250,000 trade lines and get approved?
If they make it all the way through the Platinum, that's about a 6-month process.
Okay, sounds good.
That's why we tell everybody, at the minimum, start here, because we can get you this within 30 days.
Great.
And then this another 30 days, and this another 30. So every 30 days, you want to increase that program.
Now, is it an individual charge every time you do it?
Yes. In other words, this 2,500. Now, somebody asked me this the other day. If I give the 2,400, do I have to pay the 4,500 in addition to the 24? No, we will roll that amount into the other program.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, why would we do that? Because we're bringing the same trade lines that you had here over into here. We're just adding more to them.
Sure.
And we're upping your levels.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, no, we're not in the business of scalping, for lack of a better term.
No, that's cool. All right.
Yeah. So
bring out the knife. Let's scalp away. Sounds good.
All right. So anyway, those are our business builder programs. Now let's talk about the AU programs. All right. If a guy decides he's got some credit cards and he wants to make some monthly income on those credit cards without risk to him, then he wants to go sign up as one of these suppliers. All right. Now I want you to hit this and I want you to read what it says. I'll read with you. Okay. It requires you to add authorized users to existing primary accounts that you wish to use to assist them in helping them rebuilding their personal credit score to a 700 FICO plus. Okay. What I didn't do in here is I didn't tell you how we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we told you how we're going to do it, then everybody'd be out doing it.
Sure.
And then they start making mistakes, etc., like that. But you, as a supplier of the credit card, have absolutely no risk from the authorized user ruining your credit. The only one that can ruin your credit is you. And here's why. The card, when it gets mailed out for the authorized user, comes to you. You hold on to it, cut it in half, whatever you want to do. The user never gets that card. All they have is an increased credit availability on their personal report. That's all it is. Now, we do not require you to stay on there for months or years or whatever. 2 months. That's all we need you to be on there. You're on there 2 months and then you're off. Now, someone asked the other day, well, how many of these can I sign up in a month? Ever how many your credit card company will let you put on? If they'll let you put 5, you can put 5. If they'll let you put 3, you put 3. But the secret to it is putting them on and then taking them off. If you leave them on, the credit card companies get a little suspicious about you doing selling off your credit facilities, basically. So that's why we tell you, put it on, leave it on for 60 days, and then take it off. Now, guess what? That doesn't mean it comes off the authorized user's credit report. That stays on there forever. But once you take it off of yours, you no longer have a responsibility to them. That line still stays on their report. They still can't borrow from it, but it helped their usage. They kept that usage rate down, which is what we're interested in. Right? So
sounds good.
Again, you're never responsible for anything that authorized user does with their credit. All you're doing is helping them get started to where they can go to a higher level, and we can help them in their programs. Okay? Now let's go back to the other program. So you're on the other side of the fence now. Now you want to build your credit up as an authorized user. Okay? We just told you what we're going to do, how it's going to work. An authorized supplier is going to allow you. You're going to allow you to place their credit on your credit report. That makes your usage or capable usage go down so that you stay below that 30% mark. Now, does that mean that you can go out and apply for a new car with JCPenney? Yes, it does. But it's on your personal. It will not affect the authorized user. So again, what we tell folks is when you go into our programs, don't go apply for anything without telling us first. And the best way to do is let us do all the applications for you, because then you're not going to get a ton of inquiries and denials. Every hard inquiry, this is a fallacy if you believe otherwise, every hard inquiry counts 10 points against your credit report. So if you have 6, you just knocked off 60 points off your credit. Now, we have another program that will remove all those hard inquiries for you, but we didn't discuss it in our systems yet. I'll take you to that page in a minute where we can show you how to get a seasoned corporation. You can get seasoned trade lines to add in addition to the ones that we're giving you. And last but not least, you can also get additional business lines. Okay, that is in our other avenue. That is separate and above what these programs are offering here. So this will take you through our basic applications and basic programs to help you build what you want to do. Right? Once you get past that point, then we're going to go to, let's see if I can remember the name of it. RTC, Ranch, Funding. I think that's it, right? Let me go see.
Yeah, that was it last time I looked.
There we go.
There you go.
This will bring you into the upper echelons. These, remember, these over here are your lower levels, okay? They got you up to what? About, how much did we say? 25,000, okay? You want to step it up again? Now you go to our funding programs. Here's where we can get you funding up to $500,000. We get you the 80 paydex scores, okay? We can help you personal and your corporate with secured cards up to $100,000. All you got to do is figure out what you want to do. You want a credit age corporation? We'll give you a credit age corporation. Has 2 years minimum in-time business requirement, in which they impose, has a bank account already established, has credit lines already established. Okay?
That's great.
So you want the short way? We can help you that way too. Here's what we're going to tell you to do. If you do qualify for any of our funding programs, right? You got to have 3 years clean credit history, no derogatory items. Well, we showed you how to do that up here. You got to have 3 or 4 or more open revolving credit accounts. We showed you how to do that up here. We got to have a 30% or lower revolving debt ratio. We showed you how to do that here. 700 plus score. Again, back here. And no more than 6 inquiries per bureau in the last 60 days. I can tell you from just the last month, we were helping someone. We pulled off 7 inquiries. They went out and made 2 to a furniture company and the other one to buy a car. They got the car, but guess what? The car dealership shopped their paper. When it was over with, they had 10 inquiries on their credit report.
Oh, that's it? That's not bad. No,
Well,
I'm just kidding.
10 inquiries at 10 points, that's a 100-point drop. So if they had a 700, now they're at 600.
Yeah, I always tell people F&I office is the worst thing for your credit. Don't go in there.
Yeah, no car dealerships. No used car lots. Stay away from that. You're going to do that, go buy it in the name of a business. Doesn't hurt you one single bit. Okay? Here's where I told you before we offer something. We can delete all derogatory items on your credit as long as they are not valid. We can get them removed 3 to 6 weeks. If they are valid and the creditor shows us evidence that they're valid, we can't remove that. That's illegal. So if someone tells you I can remove everything, no, they can't. Not possible. Okay, we can add the seasoned trade lines. We can remove the hard inquiries. There's that service I told you we offer. I think it's $1,200. Isn't it now? 1,200? I can't remember now. But we will remove every inquiry off of your report other than an inquiry from an existing credit account you have. So if you have Barclays card and you have Bank of America card and you have a Citgo card, okay, and then you went out and applied for 3 or 4 gas cards. Those are hard inquiries. Then you applied for a credit card that they said, yeah, you automatically qualify. Just sign up here. Boom, you sign up. You're denied. It's still the inquiry. It's still there. You get one of these guys who says, yeah, we'll give you money on your house. Doesn't happen. You still got a hard inquiry. So we can get rid of all of those that you did not have an actual credit line with. Now, if they open a credit line, guess what? The inquiry does not count against you because the credit line opening will raise you by 30 points. So you lose 10, gain 30, you get a net of about 20, okay? That's the way it really works. And if you want any other questions, you can ask these questions right down here. This service is available 24/7. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them either in the chat that Jeff has set up for us in Facebook, and also the chat we have set up within our Zoom system. Okay, if you are a member of our Zoom group, then you are allowed to ask anything in that Zoom group. Al will be available to answer questions for you in that Zoom group. If we get a big enough, or if you decide you want to move into the CAPS group, you'll be assigned a CAPS team leader, and that's your mentor, and they will take you through the rest of the program. And that's pretty much it, guys. We go from soup to nuts, but we start you out slow and get you going. Now, once you become an accredited investor, then you might want to jump in some of these 506 funds because these pay real well. Okay, these are $2 million funds. The share costs $200. And once we fund out 1.9 million, I think it is 80%, 90%, then we fund the deal and we go buy property with it. You get a residual on your investment every quarter. You get paid every quarter for having your money in the program. Now, someone asked me the other day, well, that's great, but what happens when you sell that property for a profit? Guess what? You got a profit share coming. you're involved in that 506c, you get what? You get an interest payment on your money, but you also get profit sharing because this is a equity-based 506c. This is not a, what do you call it, interest-based LLC or 506c, right? So if you decide you want to get involved in those programs, we can offer you those as well. We have all types of funds. We have campgrounds. We have a grill. We have, this is a really nice sports bar we're working on. We're really big on campgrounds, which is why we use the container. We're going to be using the ISBUs. I don't want to say container homes. The ISBUs.
Good job. Good catch.
Why are we going to be using the ISBUs, the earthships, and the tiny houses? We are going to probably set a new precedent for campgrounds this year. By doing the Branson project, we're already getting lots of notice, lots of inquiries. We're also acquiring land in other places: Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee. We're looking to buy those campground facilities, those motorhome facilities, and a couple of others because we're going to put our sustainable housing campgrounds in those facilities. Okay, I hope that gives all of you guys a good perspective of what we can provide as an entity to you, and we're happy to be part of Jeff's group. And of course, any other questions you want to ask, you can feel free to ask us or get on the chat in the Zoom, or as I said before, if Jeff don't mind, ask the questions right there in the Facebook account. Jeff, I turn it over to you, buddy.
No, that's it, man. That's great. You did very well in answering all the. I just wanted to give people a good summation and exact step by step of exactly what you guys offer, how the process works, what the expected timeline is, and what the expected result is. Because there's a lot of people out there that they see the opportunity, especially in what we have, with the financing that we offer, when you can take one of these 40-foot tiny homes and stick it into a park, and your payment on that thing, if you've got a 700 credit score, is only like $260 a month with 5% down. That's a fantastic return on your investment because you can rent these out in urban areas for $800 to $1,100 to $1,300 a piece. So if somebody wants to go to an RV park and I'll take 5 spots, put 5 of these down, I'm at $550 a month, and now I'm cash flowing $600 on each one of those units. They just don't have the wherewithal or the buying power, basically, to be able to originate those loans. This is a fantastic step that you will get them from where they are now to where they want to be in a few months' time to be able to originate those loans.
Absolutely.
It just makes sense. This takes average Joe and takes him in basically a hands-off, no-brainer approach to, I take average Joe to a full accredited real estate investor in a few months' time.
Yep, that's right.
Now, so that's where I see the advantage on this being.
Right. Now, should you decide you want to get involved in our CAP program, that is going to be right over here. The URL is right there. Let me back it up right there. Okay, CAP Operational Center. Tells you what we do. We're not small time. We roll. Okay, you can watch these videos, which we prepared, and it tells you step by step what is involved with you. The last thing we do is we have you fill out a form, you send in your information, somebody gets in contact you, we invite you to the CAP intro webinar where I will be speaking to you, Al will be there speaking with you, and then if you so qualify, we'll move you into the CAP program. We have a CAP educational webinar twice a week, okay? Al is available for answering questions all the time. Your team leaders are available for answering questions all the time. No longer do you have to wait on a call for a week, 2 weeks, whatever, for somebody to get back with you, your mentor to get back with you. Why? Because we're going with you to buy these properties. We want to get these properties. So if you decide you want to get into that program, we'll let you read through that. It's right there. The videos are self-explanatory. And basically, the real deal with the CAP program, 20% of the ARV of any property that you want to buy, that you want us to be your partner in, and we'll take care of all the rest. Rehab, finance, everything. Okay, when we resell it, we give you 50% of the net profit. Example, you put in 40,000 on a, let's see, what would 40,000 be? $200,000 property. 40,000, $200,000 property. We've done everything else. We provided the financing, we provided the construction, and we've got it on the market for sale. Somebody comes along to us and says, hey, I want to buy that property. I'll give you $180,000 for it. Now remember, the ARV was $200,000. We're going to sell it to them for $20,000 less than the market. But how much did we actually put into the project? Probably about $100,000. So we're going to sell it for the 100, between the 200. That's a $100,000 profit block. We knock off whatever happens to be in the way of liabilities, and then we split that with you 50-50. So you not only get your original 40 back, you'll probably get another 40 back. And guess how long that takes, ladies and gentlemen? A maximum of 90 days.
That's quick flips.
Okay? These programs work. We are actively doing them every single day. We don't just teach it. We don't just talk it. We walk the walk every single day. So if you want to get involved with us, we're more than happy to entertain that idea. The other thing is, you're a contractor. We're always looking for contractors. If you're a realtor, we're always looking for NAID authorized realtors because we buy everything God throws at us. If you're a vendor and you want to get approved, we get you approved, okay? These are the avenues that we can provide you, so no matter what business entity you're in. So let's say you're a contractor, okay? We have 3 programs we offer contractors. We have a contractor program where we'll let you do all the work and still split the 50-50. Why? Because you provided all the rehab, okay? You didn't provide the down payment. You provided the rehab. That was probably 30 grand or better. To us, that shows your commitment, okay? The realtors, we want realtors who are knowledgeable of the HUD electronic filing systems. In the HUD game, time is of the essence. You have 3 days from the day you sign to say, I want it, to the day it's got to go in front of them and you've got to put your money down. Anything longer than 3 days, you lost it, goes back on the market, and guess what? You can't rebid it under that same name. All right? Again, the other thing we're teaching you, don't bid in your personal name, bid in a company. Okay? Vendors, we want vendors of all shapes, sizes, and sorts. Again, I'm not going to go on and on and on about our pages. You can read as well as I read. If you want to get involved with us, please feel free to. You go to the contractor page. It'll tell you a little bit about who we are, what we're seeking, what we're looking for, etc. like that. Then if you want to sign up, all you got to do is click that link right there. It takes you to Accelerus. Accelerus is our clearinghouse for everybody. Everybody we use goes through Accelerus and is vetted through Accelerus to make sure we're not getting the hocus pocus, hanky panky types. We want people that perform over and over and over again without fail. We do not tolerate failure in our business. That's why we go with those particular programs. Al, you got anything you want to add to this?
No, I don't have anything.
All right, guys, I appreciate you showing up. And again, anytime you want to talk to us on Zoom or in the Facebook, there we are. Thanks for having us, Jeff. We'll talk to you later.
No problem. I appreciate the presentation. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much.
Thank you.